Hello and good morning. Let's take a look here. On the EOC, performance matters, and by the way, that's due on the 21st. Do not come later and say that I told you some different date or something happened. Okay, it's due the 21st. Write down that date because there will not be any extra time. Let's take a look here. To find out the area of this triangle, you have to first find out the base and height. I'm going to call this one my base. If you color this box here, and put some dots on here, one of them is your base. So I'm going to say this is my base and this is my height. In order to do this, though, you got to find out the distance. To get the distance, you need points. So this one is -1, -1. Point A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7. -7, and then up 0, 8. Okay, and point C is 5/5 up 3. Okay, once you get those points, you got to do the distance formula. So if I go from A to B, this one, it's going to be x minus x. So it's going to be -7 minus a -1. And then this one is going to be 8 minus a -1. So this is going to be a plus. So that's going to be a -6 squared. This is going to be a plus, so that's going to be 9 squared. So it's going to be 36 plus 81, and then the square root. So shift, square root, I get 10.8. Okay? And then on this one, I'm going to do the distance from B to C. So that's going to be -1 minus 5. And then -1 minus 3. So that's going to be a -6 squared. And this is going to be a -4 squared. So that's going to be 36 plus 16, whatever that is. And then shift square root. So I get 7.2. And so the area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height. So it's going to be 10.8 times 7.2. Make sure you know how to do this one. It's on Performance Matters. So 10.8 times 7.2, press equals, divide by 2. I get 38.9 square inches. And that's what you have to know for Performance Matters EOC. Okay, rework this one for homework. Now let's go on. You were taught a bunch of circles problems here. Okay, so let's just go over the formulas. Vertex in the center, on the circle, out of the circle, which is where we are now. So this one is the angle is equal to the arc. This one is the angle is equal to half of the arc. This one is the angle is equal to half of the big arc minus the little arc. That's what you were taught so far, but there are more formulas. Like this one right here, if you look, and I want to make it bigger, draw this diagram right here. Draw number 1. Okay, here's a new formula. We're going to call this number 4. Let me get it into focus, and then let me make it a little bigger. Okay, this is on your worksheet. Okay, so draw number 1. All right, notice that the vertex here is in the circle, but not the center of the circle. Okay, so this one is the angle is equal to half of the sum of the two arcs. So you're going to add up 175 plus 55, and then you're going to divide by 2. Okay? So instead of subtracting, you add up the two arcs and divide by 2. All right, let me see if there's anything else. I don't think there is anything else. This one is a work backwards, okay? See how they give you the angle right here? Draw number 11. Okay, let me focus it. Okay, so the angle, which is 60, is equal to half of the big arc, or one of these arcs, plus the other arc. So what you're going to do is add these up, divide by 2, and then solve it for x. Okay? So go ahead and work that. This one I'm just going to multiply by 2 and get 120 is equal to this. So I'm going to get 5x. When I add that up, I get 60. I think it's 70. So I'm going to subtract 70 from this side, and then I'm going to divide by 5. Okay? So I'm going to take 120 minus 70, and then divide by 5. Make sure you know how to do these. I get 10, and 10 is the answer for x. All right, so I'll give you the worksheet in a minute. Let's talk about MCR class. Okay, there is a chart that you need to know, and write it down. Okay, let me make this a little smaller so I don't run out of room. Okay, so 2 pluses gives you 2 pluses. A negative and a positive gives you 2 negatives. A plus and a minus and a minus and a minus gives you that. This one is add. This one is subtract. So it's 2 pluses, so you're going to end up with 2 pluses. So you're going to add. So 2 times 9 is 18, and when you add up 2 plus 9, you get 11. So it's got to be 2 and 9. That's an easy one. This one right here, you got to first factor out of 5. So you're going to take the 5 out. So you're going to be left with this. The 5 on the outside, and then x squared minus 6x plus 8. This right here, negative and a positive, is going to be 2 negatives. And when you have 2 negatives, you add. So 2 times 4 is going to add to give me 6. And that's your answer, and that's how you do it. Today's work's a little harder. Take a look at this one right here. Copy that down. Okay, here you can't factor anything out, and this number is bigger than 1. Now you could use the quadratic equation, but I want you to factor. So you're going to multiply the first 2 and get 15. A minus and a minus is going to give you a plus and a minus, so you're going to be subtracting. You're looking for a combination that's going to subtract to give you 2. 3 times 5. Okay? You're going to substitute the 3 and the 5 in place of this right here. So you're going to put 3x squared, then you're going to put this 3x, then you're going to put that as a 5x, you're going to get rid of that, and then minus 5. You want the negative in the middle, so put the negative with the bigger one and the plus there. Once you get to this point, you're going to factor out a 3 and an x. And then here it's a negative, so you got to factor out a negative and a 5. So this is going to change to the same thing as that. So just put x plus 1. Now this is the same as this. So you're going to factor out an x plus 1. And when you factor that out, you're left with 3x minus 5. It is harder, okay, and that's how you do it. All right, let me let you try one. Try this one right here. Multiply the first 2, and then see what works. Okay, so let me try it. 2 times 5 is 10. I'm trying to get 11. A plus and a plus is going to be 2 pluses, so I'm going to be adding. So it's got to be 1 times 10. So in place of this 11, I'm going to put the 1 and the 10. So you're going to put 2x squared plus 1x plus 10x, both of these, and then plus 5. Here you're going to factor out an x, and you're left with 2x plus 1. Here you're going to factor out a 5, and you're left with 2x plus 1. Now this is the same as this, so you're going to take that out, and then you're left with x plus 5. And you're done. That's how you do it. And that's today's work. Today's work, I want you to do side 1, which I'm calling B. If you get stuck, ask. There it is. All right, have a good morning.